Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Dimitri back again. In this video, we're going to discuss how to build wealth in uncertain times, or keep building wealth, or start building wealth in uncertain times. And if you live in the United States right now, so you might have seen some of the headlines where people and folks in the federal government cutting a lot of jobs and reshaping things and things like that. So I thought it might be appropriate to discuss what's going on in the federal government, not in the sense there specifically, but how to keep on point and be on track to sustain and have building wealth trend going on in your life, and just basically be on track. So in this, we're going to talk about holistic approach, how to aspect and how to think about your wealth as a whole package, in the sense that because it involves spending, it involves investing and savings, right? So I got my little notebook, a little iPad here, so that I can track what we're talking about. So importance of the financial literacy. So, and finally, we're going to discuss about cultivating mindset. Or think about things that in a positive perspective. Obviously, if there is a huge impact in the job aspect of things, then yeah, obviously we need to get back on track with the financial income and things like that. So we're going to discuss all that. So, but to begin with, as I mentioned, we're going to discuss the whole aspect of things, holistic approach on the building wealth. So as you might have noticed, that your money comes in and goes out. So you obviously need to make sure that all those aspects are in check and things are known, what they're going in and how they're going in and how they're going out, right? So you need to make sure that you keep your spending in check, what's going on, which very helpful tool or aspect or approach is budgeting. I know it doesn't, like, a lot of people doesn't like that, but it's a good approach to do. Obviously savings, obviously having a job is a good and a major part. So it amazes me how many people take a route of not having a job and live on the welfare and things like that, which is not really a good aspect and approach. I understand there are like some physical issues or things like that could be a reason for that. However, if you're able to work and you're able to sustain yourself in the sense that you go and get a job, I highly advise you to do that, because that is primarily will help not only you, but from the perspective of owning things, understanding things, but also just have the whole approach becomes different. You just self efficiency or self-confidence just goes through the roof. Like when you get your money, you work for it and you got it, and it's a whole another level of satisfaction. So, but in any case, so keep our focus on that. So about spending, so what I wanted to talk about is that you need to understand where your money go, and that is very beneficial for you, because you can cut things that doesn't really necessary in your aspect of things. So obviously we need food, entertainment, or things like that, and sustain ourselves, and mortgages, and rents and things like that. So it's those are things that I know of, and we need to keep track of. But a lot of times, and people have unfortunate tendency to spend the money on unnecessary things, like, oh, let's go and buy a coffee for like $4 or $5 every day, every single month, every single week, and not only once but twice or triple time. It adds up, basically what I'm trying to say, and that kind of leaves you in a place where you're like, what, it's a lot of money. So I have not, didn't do calculations on just specific cup of coffee which costs like $4 or $5 now. It's but it definitely adds up. So if you want to give a real real quick shot on like 4 multiply or 5 multiply by however much times you buy coffee, well, that's how much you spend. So, and that money could have been either saved, just be repurposed to another thing, or you can definitely invest those money, stocks, bonds, things like that, or put it in the savings account. Like, it's a lot of things that could be bought in the sense of making money, generating income again and again and again. So, or put it on the side, or put it in a savings account to get a real rental property and things like that. So it's so just think about it, because that's a whole approach that needs to be reshaped in our society today. I think it's a lot of people spend their money on like things they really don't need, or they can spend much more on useful things. So savings, right? So on that sense, savings, you gotta save that money. If you don't have savings, that's kind of hard to be or establish or become set on yourself on the path that where you want to be, how you want to be, where you want to be, and save the money for like uncertain times, right? So especially like for myself, we got hit with the recent changes in the government, and how like it's been an aspect there. I know I don't work in the government, but my relatives are, and so yeah, it's hard. So, and without savings, oh my god, that would be a very devastating situation. So I do understand people who are like in that aspect of things, and I do not envy you guys. So my heart goes out there for you. So I hope you get a job soon. So yeah, my thoughts and prayers with you. So that's the whole thing. But I do encourage you, everybody, and that's like a very lifeline for some people, like to have those savings in check and in place. So if you are in a place where you have not been affected, so I highly encourage you, set yourself a saving account, like a rainy day. I know it's a good aspect for a lot of people, and Dave Ramsey preaches that. A lot of financial folks that like bring real value, they do teach that. So, and this is a good example of like things can go wrong, and not because of you, definitely not because of you. So, and put that in there, and put it in the like bonds, or like things that account that can accumulate, or like keep up with the interest rates and things like that. So that's provided by the government, like the savings, not a savings account, but bonds and things like that. So do research on that, like stocks, bonds, bonds against like inflation, or like treasury accounts, I think, or savings accounts. So do the research in there. So, and start like do savings, start like put money aside, because that very might be gonna be much helpful to you in the long run, and just protect your family or just yourself. So if you're allowed, if you're a single guy or girl, right? So anyway, that's another aspect. And investing, right? So investing is a huge one. You can like take those in saving money, you can put it in a saving account, or you can put an investing account. So depending on how much you prefer, my strategy is a little bit different. I'm very much aggressive personally, so I do a lot of investing, and I do have savings, and but I primarily invest. So because I did my analysis, did my calculations, and I believe that with the income, with the dividends income and things like that, so that's a approach that I'm taking. But like I said, so do a research, do a strategy analysis from big brokerages, like they provide good information there. So do research, consult with financial advisors, so, and do that analysis to understand what you're doing. That's the primary part. So, and like I said, so to conclude all this information that I told you, do the analysis of your spending, right? So, and analyze and do a budget, right? So food, whatever, clothes, whatever you need to do, whatever you spend your every day day in, day out, do the analysis, and you can see, hey, I can cut off on this and cut that, cut this, cut that. like, hey, I don't need that coffee every day. I can drink tea, or just a little bit of water in the meantime without spending money. Because you change that habit and it's just like becomes a nature to you, so you don't really like, hey, second nature, or hey, I don't need to spend on that. So right, so those things can really help you. So second topic that I wanted to touch upon, and that is going to be financial literacy. So financial literacy is a big one. One of the reasons I started to do the videos that you enjoy right now, hit like and subscribe, so which is going to be very much helpful for me, and I hope for you. So in the sense that you understand, you grow your knowledge, you understand how the money flows, and I think that's like, well, like I totally, like, I'm so for it that financial literacy and personal finance will be taught in schools. That's like, at least especially in the like ending part of it, like somewhere in the grade like 6, 8, whatever. So I'm not like professional in educational matter on the like specifically in education, how it needs to be set up and things like that, but I think it needs to be done in there, because in that time, because you gotta set up understanding like, hey, we're dealing with money every day. So, and financial literacy has to be there, because I entered this world in the sense like when I got into like personal life and stuff, I had no idea about the money. So I needed to go there, and I'm glad that I caught that question in my mind, and then I started like learning about like, hey, how to deal with this, how to deal with that, how to manage finance, things like that. So shout out to other folks out there in the finance area who like teach good stuff, like meaningful stuff, not like, hey, just glancy and buy this, buy that, buy this course. No, but like real deal, meaty greedy kind of thing, that like, hey, I got something from that guy or from this girl or whatever. So it doesn't, but the main part is that I'm trying to encourage you, do financial literacy classes, search. There's so much on YouTube, so much on Google, so much out there in the internet. And with this AI thing going on right now, oh my god, just do that. Like, do like Twitter, Grok, whatever they do, whatever, like Gemini in Google, or ChatGPT, Google, hey, give me courses, give me class, give me basic understanding of personal finance. It's amazing right now. It's how much information we can get like on the tip of a tongue. It's just like one click away. Man, it's great. So it's amazing. It's free. Go, just there is only one thing, and that's your desire to get better, like better yourself. So, and that's like where we come to a third part. Cultivate the mindset of, hey, you can do this, you can get there. And my god, man, there's like there are a lot of, there could be excuses and things like that. There's a lot of people get dealt with different cards in their life and things like that, so different situations, all that. But I very much want to inspire you. You can do this no matter what. You can change your course of your ship, right? So where you go, and like when your life, when you pass. So just establish like, hey, I want to do this. I want to become independent. I want to become, I don't want to rely like on the government. I don't want to rely on the person that can like, on the flip or whatever, just fire me or whatever and just leave me alone in the ditch somewhere. So no, hey, I want to establish like, hey, I have a strategy. I want to be in a situation like, hey, I want to be financially independent in a sense, and I want to be financially literate, and I want to be in a situation like, hey, I got to a point like, hey, I don't worry if I got lost, like if I lose my job or things like that. So that's like my strategy, to be honest with you. So, and I'm trying to like encourage you folks as well, like, hey, you know what, it doesn't necessarily mean I need like go and whatever, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm gonna go and quit my job and things like that. No. This is a source of income. You like what you do, you can do that, and plus cultivate that mindset. Hey, I want to be in a position of that and this, and you can buy it on a side hustle. You can do this, man. It's like rental properties, and as much as I could, or as much as I understand, like, and I got a couple of them. I got some experience in that. So, and they don't take so much time. They do not take so much time. I mean, at the beginning, in the progress, or like whatever, when you're going through the stuff and purchasing a single property, it might take a little bit here and there, or you just starting is like maybe a little bit of hassle. But in the long run, it doesn't take that long. So like right now, I got a few properties, and it doesn't take so much time for me. I like maybe once a month. I check in with my folks, like rentals and stuff, and renters, and I was like, hey, everything okay? We good? And sounded like it's just like, hey, we good? So you're like awesome landlord and things like that. So like you don't bother us. So yeah, it's just good relationship. So anyway, every now and then there's like requests for maintenance or here and there, but thankfully, thank God I don't have any problems with them, and I'm glad with that. But it doesn't take so much time and effort. So yeah, I just what I'm trying to say is that it can be on the side hustle line of things, and you can still do your job, do it well, perform well, and things like that. And at the same time, you can do like a side hustle, kind of start that ball rolling, start that process going. So you don't necessarily like need, hey, you know what, I cut this off and that's it. You can do this. So I'm trying to say, you can do this, and do this. Don't like overanalyze it. I mean, do research, do your part, but at the same time, you got to pull the trigger. In the aspect of things, you got to jump into a swimming pool to start swimming. You got to enter there. So otherwise, no. Like, you can analyze all you want, but nothing happens when without you entering a waters, so to speak, right? So yeah, that's my message for today. Thank you guys for watching. I wish you all the best out there. Like, if you got affected, my heart goes out for you. And like my family got affected, so my relatives got affected, so I know what you guys going through. So and it's not pretty. So that's why we're doing this video. I'm trying to encourage you guys. Everything's gonna be all right. So don't worry. Get out there. Prep your resume, revisit it. So start doing those calls, start doing those job interviews. So you will get there. You will get there. So, but you gotta do those things. So you know what? I just I kind of see that, like that image, like you gotta say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Stand up. You just prep yourself, whatever, mentally. You go and you said, yeah, you know what, I'm done with this pity party, and let's go and make some dollar, so, and we gotta go there. So thank you guys again for watching. So I hope you guys see you next time. Like and subscribe down below here, and this is your boy Dmitry. So see you guys next time. I'm out. Let me know if you guys like this video or not. So, and if you guys wanted to check with me or talk with me, or to like me talking some other things, let me know. So I'm open for ideas all the time. So don't shy out on that. So yeah, that's me. So Dmitry out. See you guys next time. Bye bye.